from what I had to do in the race, there was already some expectation that it might happen. So it wasn't a shock. It wasn't a surprise. We knew we were having a lot more issues than we ever expected during the race, and that led to, already the expectation that some things might not be as we expect. Maybe we would have heard more if we won the race, but we didn't. So it didn't change. It doesn't change anything. There's no point being too sad about it. Of course, everyone in the team was a bit, gutted about the result because there's a lot of effort that goes into it. So it's the same for everyone, but like 0.1 millimeters or whatever, it's like a piece of paper. So it was frustrating, but actually I was quite okay. I'm just excited to go again this weekend. It doesn't change anything. I want to try and win in Qatar. I want to try and win in Abu Dhabi. So, it sucks, but that's life sometimes.
Yeah, I think we've discussed and analysed Vegas. I think ultimately we had a lot more porpoising than we expected, and ultimately a lot more grounding than we expected because of that. So I think the explanation for it's pretty simple. And now we're focused on how we can get the most performance out of the car for Qatar. So we'll see how we go. Obviously there's still a chance, and I want to try and finish the year on a high if I can. So it's been a pretty good circuit for me in the past, so hopefully it can be again.
Good, ready, see what happens. It's the same. I feel exactly the same as last week. Yes, it's closer. Ideally, I would have loved to have it a bit closer, but it's still open. And of course, we'll try our best. We'll go all in, and hopefully, we can make it exciting till the end.
Yeah, it was a really good result for us last week in Vegas. Fortunately, found the problem we had with the steering in the qualifying and race, so that's glad we sort of found the issue of that. But great points for us. Really good opportunity again this weekend. I think we've got probably the upper hand on Ferrari, but of course Max is the man in form at the moment, so we can't take anything for granted.
Inside the team we are really united and really motivated to do something special. Of course, it's been a long time that I've been saying that we're trying to do something special, and we didn't quite make it yet, but the most important is that we stay united, and I really see us united and not too affected by what's going around the team.
How do you look back on your first season with Ferrari?
I don't. Just look forwards.
Can we just talk about it a little bit in terms of...
There's not really much to say. The results have shown there's some positives to take from it, and you just move forwards.
What positives can you take from this season?
Gelled in the team, and there's amazing passion within the team, and just good focus on for next year.
What's the biggest thing you've learned in the last 12 months or so?
Just rebounding, just getting back up.
Was that your best race of 2025?
I think it was definitely because we executed everything very well. Obviously, the strategy was pretty crazy, but we made it stick, and it was good. It changed the whole race, and the fact that we were able to hold on to that one stop, it allowed us to finish where we finished at the end. So definitely, was really good execution-wise, and I think also on my side was probably the best race of the season so far, because in that stint I was able to manage the tires and also to put together everything I've learned during the season, and it was nice because it just kept going, kept coming, and it was good fun.
It's looked a little bit like one thing after another the last few weekends, things not quite going your way. How much do you just want a clean, smooth weekend this time out?
Yeah, I'm not too worried about it. It happens. I think it's just circumstantially happened in a row, but it can happen to anyone. So we move on. This track on paper, it's long corners, it's windy. It doesn't normally suit our car, so I don't expect a bounce back weekend, let's say. But we'll do the best job we can.
You have feeling on tracks that you don't on other tracks, you know. So I'm very confident heading into this weekend. Doesn't mean that we're going to be fast. It's just a feeling. But on paper, it says that the car is going to be flying here. Maybe we're wrong. Maybe there's something we're missing. But I'd like to think it's the case.
Yeah, the vibe's good. Obviously, when you have results, when you know racing for points, you're battling. It's a different feeling. You know, everyone is obviously happy and engaged, and you know it brings a certain vibe and environment. And you know, I think you shouldn't forget where the team came from last year, which was obviously a very difficult season for them. And you know, the team and we kind of worked our way out of that a little bit, digged ourselves out. Rewarded us with many strong races this year, and you know with a car that's competitive in the midfield for most of the season. So yeah, we've come a long way and need to keep doing what we're doing.
I think starting from P3 from a crazy qualifying, I think the moment you know the race is going to be dry, the normal thing is to go backwards, especially if the top cars are starting next to you, which was the case. I think in Baku I was starting P2, but the McLarens, the Mercedes and the Ferraris were not even in Q3, or they were towards the back end of Q3. And some crashed, some had their issues, and in Baku I could hold on to it, to the podium, but in Vegas they were starting too close to me. They had 2 to 4 space advantage and over 50 laps. That's a lot of seconds of race time that they're going to catch at some point. No? So, no, I was quite happy with the race. I think the second midfield car was quite far behind, so I think we did everything we could to get the maximum points for the team that race.
Basically, since we bought that upgrade in Austin, but even before that, it's been a good run of races. Yeah, you know, with the Mexico P4, P6 in Brazil, Las Vegas, you know, P12 on track, and luckily managing to get up there in P10. But actually, I think Vegas was a good mark for us, that even on a bad weekend we can be there or thereabouts, and you know we were lucky to score points, but that was not our best weekend on paper, and you know it didn't turn out the best for us to race in terms of strategy and my feeling with the car. So you know, despite all of that, we finished very close to the points and were lucky to get in the points, and that gives me a really good feeling heading into the last two.
Yeah, I mean, great news for the team to have Adrian with all his expertise and knowledge about everything that a team should need, you know, to compete at the highest level is great news. Also with Andy taking different responsibilities in the area that he knows best. So it seems that it's a logic change, and happy with that.
We've had a lot of races we expected to either be quick at and not be quick at, and or we've been had a tough race last year. For us, Qatar last year was probably one of the hardest. So I'm hoping that means that for whatever reason we're good this year, but it's very hard to know. So it's a very different track to Vegas, but yeah, I think we're in a much better place now with the car than we've been last year. We have a better understanding, but obviously being a sprint, it's going to be a challenge for sure. But I think hopefully we can have a good weekend.
Very tight fight, you know, between everyone, not only Aston Martin, all the midfield. You know, there's a lot to play for every team there. A lot of extra cash for next year for development. So, yeah, it's quite a busy end of year for sure. But you know, there are 3 more races to go. I mean, 2 this weekend, and it's going to be quite interesting to see, you know, what teams does what, if we are going to have good performance. Yeah, I hope that we'll be able to fight for points this week.
Big news this week for Aston Martin. You've got a new team principal for 2026. What do you make of Adrian taking on that role?
Exciting. Yeah, I think it's great for the team. I mean, he's been really managing you know, a lot of things back at the factory for the last few months since he's joined. So yeah, to have him in that position, I think it's just positive for the whole team, and I think he's going to be around this weekend too, so it's all good.
Hopefully I can have a clean weekend, which last few races, well, the 4 or 5 races, been a struggle to complete with. Yeah, I mean, positive is Las Vegas was probably one of the best performance until everything went south in qualifying. So keep the confidence and just send it. That's it.
Vegas is a very unique track with extremely low grip, low downfalls. Was quite wet as well, which always better as a northern guy from France. But no, I think we've showed some better speed, which I must say I was quite pleased about, and I want to believe that in Qatar on this track there might be possibility to show again a bit better form than we've had in previous races. So let's see how it goes.
Brazil was something that happened, it was dump conditions as well, and the incident happened. But in Vegas was just a bit, start. I was a bit too optimistic there on the braking point. I saw a lot of people run wide as well, but unfortunately I touched it with Stroll. And again, it's a fair penalty. I don't think I would change my approach, but I will just try to aim to do a race, because it's 2 weekends that I have not been able to complete it, and I just want to race again and do the full weekend.
It's been quite competitive in the wet in Vegas. This ride we couldn't really try too much. We did some changes that could have worked for the race, but with the damage in T1 on the floor was very difficult. I think just the balance was very off the pace, and we were really struggling in the actual race. Of course, I don't know where we would have been with a dry quali, but it was looking better. And Brazil as well. Brazil, I didn't really maximize it myself, so I think that was on me. But this weekend is also looking decent. Very high-speed corners, very long corners, which should be good for our car. Hopefully it's a better weekend for us.